Namaskar, I am Rajendra Salokhe. Today we are going to discuss the common variations in Ruy Lopez opening. Lopez opening is the first opening the beginners learn, and it is a king's pawn opening. So started with moving the king's pawn 2 squares like this. Now the king's pawn opening is played by more than 50% of the chess players, and it's quite popular. Now next to reply this, the black plays e5. Now white plays knight to f3, attacking this pawn. This pawn has no support, so black brings his knight here at c6 to support the pawn, and white moves the bishop to b5, attacking this knight. So this is the common moves of Ruy Lopez. Always these moves will happen at the start with Ruy Lopez. Now the first variation comes after these moves is black plays a6, this pawn here, and threatens the bishop. White moves the bishop to a4, and this variation ends here. This is c70 variation, and about 56% of the people who play Ruy Lopez play this variation. We'll go to the next variation. Again, these are common moves are there. These are common moves of Ruy Lopez. Then black here plays his knight to g6, attacking the pawn on e4. This e4 pawn has presently no support. There are later a lot of moves are there, but this is called Berlin defense, and code is c65, and this variation ends here. We'll go to the next variation now. Ruy Lopez common moves. Then black plays a6 as earlier played, but then white bishop takes the knight on c6. So this is called exchange variation because white is exchanging his bishop with a knight. Code is c68, and this ends here because then what the black plays can be decided by black only. He can either take this bishop by this b7 pawn or d7 pawn or anything. So we'll go to the next variation, common moves of Ruy Lopez. Here black plays d6, it brings this pawn forward. Now this is called old Chinese defense of Ruy Lopez. Now it gives an opportunity for white to absolutely pin this knight to king. Doesn't make much harm, of course, because this is one of the standard variations of this. About 5% of the people who play Ruy Lopez play this variation. We'll go to the next variation, was a common. Then black plays bishop to c5 here. Now attacking this f2 pawn, which is considered to be the weak pawn of white. f7 is weak for black and f2 is weak for white. So again about 5% people play this variation. Now in fact white has to act fast and prevent this pawn getting captured by some other moves or something. But it is very dangerous. Even he can sacrifice his bishop for this pawn because you have to take that with king only, and then king moves and it loses the castling facility. So this is again a good variation. It's called classical Cordell defense. Code is C64. Let us go to the next and last popular variation. Up to this is common. Then black plays f5 and this pawn, and it gives this pawn as gambit for killing. What happens is, if you take this pawn, then you are distracting from the center. So obviously some advantage are there to black. So he gives you this for a gambit. Now this variation ends here. Code is C63. It's called Shillman defense. Again, I'll advise the beginners not to play this, so beginners are left with only first 5 common variations. Thank you. Keep watching. I'll be adding a lot of other videos on chess.